What is up, guys? I am ExxotikGaming, and today I am back with another Pixel Gun 3D video, and today's video is yet again another weapon review. And today's review is, as you guys can see from the title and the thumbnail, on the Photon Shotgun UP1. Right off at the start here, I would like you guys to see the stats of the Photon Shotgun UP1. Where is it? Right over here. Now, when you guys look at the stats of the Photon Shotgun UP1, you might see it as just an average weapon with the 16 lethality and an 85 firing rate. Doesn't sound too powerful, but you have to keep in mind that this is a shotgun, and the multiple bullets that come out of each of the shells have 16 lethality each, which means that the Photon Shotgun UP1 is only a 3-shot headshot to a fully adamant armored player, which means this is a very, very powerful weapon. It will absolutely destroy anybody who has less armor than adamant armor. It's like a 2-shot headshot to a ruby armored player and 1 shot from diamond below. So, I mean, you're set. If you are a medium leveled player and you are using this weapon, you're pretty much set in a match when you have the Photon Shotgun UP1. It's really powerful and really, really fun to use. I've had a lot of fun using the Photon Shotgun UP1. Not as much fun as some of the other shotguns in the game, but I do have to say that this is a really, really cool weapon, and yeah, I'm still learning on how to use it the best possible way. One thing to note with the Photon Shotgun UP1 is the fact that this thing has a very, very big knockback when using it, a very big recoil, so you have to compensate for that a lot when you are firing the weapon. Another thing is you have to make sure that these shots that they count. You cannot, shoot a bunch of times and then have each of those shots miss the enemy player, because you're not going to be able to afford the time that you are going to waste when firing with the weapon. I'll go into this Coliseum match here, guys, and I'll show you some gameplay in Coliseum. This is a 6 out of 10 player match, so I'll be the 7th one, so this will be a pretty filled match, and I'll show you guys just how powerful this weapon is. It looks really cool in a match too. I mean, this thing looks like this could be the best weapon out there in Pixel Gun 3D. It's not, but it does look really freaking good. As you guys can see, it does have a very slow firing rate, much slower than most of the other shotguns in the game, so that is another reason why you have to be very careful when firing. You have to make sure all of those bullets count. Do not be one of those players that kind of just holds down the firing button for a long time and misses a lot. You do not want to miss with this weapon. It is very easy to miss with this, as with other shotguns. Shotguns are weapons that are not for everyone. I have to say that right off at the start here. If you are somebody who likes assault rifles more, those fast firing, you can just spray and pray type with those types of weapons, then I would recommend not getting the Photon Shotgun UP1. As you guys have seen, I have to not, hold down the firing button for a long time. I have to be very careful when firing this. I have to make sure each of those shots counts with the people. And another thing is, since this is a shotgun, when you use this thing at long range, it's not going to work well at all. As you guys can see here, some of these people have adamant armor, and it's more like 6 or 7 shots when not every single one of those bullets from the shells hit the people. But when you go close up to those people, it will take them out very, very quickly. You can easily win matches with this weapon as long as you stay in close range. There's no doubt about that. You definitely can win matches. As you guys can see here, I'll show you guys, hopefully, a 2-shot against this ruby armored player. Nope, I think he died. I'm pretty sure he already died, but it is between 2 and 3 shots to a fully ruby armored player, so that's pretty good. As you guys can see here, I'm wasting a lot of time when I am not actually hitting this guy. It's kind of bad when you miss a lot with a shotgun in this game, because it's very slow at firing, and somebody who has an area damage weapon has such a much better advantage over you when you are in a close range map like this. But if you can manage to get one of your first 2 or 3 shots to hit those people, you should be set. Like, that guy had the prototype. He tried to take me out, or whatever weapon. I don't think that was the prototype, but whatever weapon he had, he tried to, and if I had missed more than I had done at that exact time, he would have probably been able to take me out, this guy right here. But since I am able to, have a decent accuracy when using the Photon Shotgun UP1, I'm alright when using it. I'm not the best by far. I don't really have the best accuracy in the world, but I'm able to take people out if they, have a more powerful weapon than what I do. Now, if you are basing this solely off of stats and not the way it looks, there are two better shotguns than this one in the game, at least in my personal opinion. This one is slightly difficult to use, I've found, but I do have to say the Predator UP1 and the Heavy Shotgun UP2 are slightly better than this one. Now that's all based off of opinion. Maybe you guys can get better gameplay with the Photon Shotgun, but if I was basing this review solely off of which one is more powerful, then I'd have to say either go for the Heavy Shotgun UP2 or the Predator UP1. If you wanted a slower firing but a little bit slightly more powerful one, then go for the Predator UP1, or if you wanted a faster firing but a little less damage one, then go for the Heavy Shotgun UP2. This one is a little bit more similar with the Predator UP1 with the slower firing rates, but it's just slightly less powerful. I have to say this one does look cooler than the Predator. I mean, look at this thing. Photon Shotgun. That thing is very awesome looking, I'd have to say. Better than most other weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, that's for sure. Especially more than the Dark Matter Generator. If you guys remember when I did that review just yesterday, it was not that great looking of a weapon. This one certainly does look better than some of weapons like that one, so that's a plus with this. You know, looks are very important in a game like this. You do not want to have a weapon that looks just terrible. Like, I can show you guys a weapon that looks terrible if I go into my shop. Alright, I can't go into my shop, that's weird. But if you guys have the Cactus Sword, that is one that does not look very good at all, in my personal opinion. And this one looks a lot better than the Cactus Sword. I feel like this one could have a scope, as you guys can see on the top of the weapon. It does look like it would have a scope, but this one doesn't. But honestly, scopes are not really necessary with a shotgun like this. Nobody really uses scopes with shotguns anyways. Hey, look at that, I finally leveled up. That's awesome. But it's just not really worth, you know, having a scope on this weapon. It's perfectly fine the way it is. When you do fire the weapon, you have to make sure not to hold down the firing button for a long period of time, because like with many other weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, the longer you hold down the firing button, the less of an accuracy it's going to get. As you guys can see, the crosshairs are getting bigger and bigger each time, and that means less and less of the bullets in the shell will actually be able to take that person out. Very important thing with this weapon. That means you know, you might want to fire once or twice and then, you know, wait until the crosshairs get smaller and smaller. As you guys can see, they're slowly getting smaller and smaller, and then that means the accuracy will get better at long range. Because if the crosshairs are as big as they are right now, and I'm trying to take somebody out all the way across the map, very few of the actual bullets in the weapon will be able to take them out. So that is a very important factor with the Photon Shotgun. You have to keep that in mind when using this thing, but if you can manage to do that the right way, and you can manage to have somewhat decent accuracy with the weapon, you can turn the Photon Shotgun UP1 into one of the most powerful weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. It's also not one of the most expensive ones in the game, which is another big plus with the Photon Shotgun. I'd have to say, you know, sometimes things just aren't worth the price that they are in this game, and this one actually, I'd say, would be worth the price. So, you know, even if you didn't have the most powerful shotgun in the game with this, it's definitely worth the price that is given. I'd have to say, when using this weapon, do upgrade it to the full max, the UP1 version. At least that's what the max upgrade of this is in the most recent update, the 10.0.9 updates. I would not recommend using this weapon at the lower upgrade, just because it's probably going to turn into more like a 5 or 6 shot headshot to an adamant armored player, and once you get to body shots, just forget it. It's not going to work out well if you only go for body shots. Always go for the headshots. Like, you have to get headshots when using this weapon. If you don't, it's just not going to work out well. There was an adamant armored player, guys, and as you guys could see, I had pretty much every single one of the bullets in the shells hit that person in the head, and it turned into a 3-shot headshot to that guy. As you guys could see there, now it's a 4 or 5 shot, just because those last 2 shots that I fired did not have every single one of the bullets hit that enemy player. So the farther away, it's a pretty dramatic drop in amount of shots it is to take the enemy player out. You have to be very careful when firing. You want to make sure as many of the shots that you fire do hit the enemy player's head, because, you know, this guy, about the distance where he is right now, it'll turn into more like a 6 or 7 shot headshot to that guy, just because he was that far away from me. But if somebody is as close as this guy is right here, boom. I mean, it's like a 3 to 4 shot headshot. And with the shotguns in Pixel Gun 3D, it's never the same in headshots to take somebody out. So I say it's a 3-shot headshot when using this at a fully adamant armored player, but the majority of the time when you are in a match where people are actually playing and trying to kill you, it's not going to be 3 shots, just because they're going to be a pretty far distance away from you. Like, somebody could be about as far as where that little heart part is. It's just not going to end up being a 3-shot. Like, that was a guy, he had probably, I'd say, what armor did he have? He didn't have anywhere near the amount of armor that I had, but it still was more like a 2 shots to take that guy out. So it's still good. It's still a very, very good weapon, and you can win matches. I won? I don't know if I've won one yet in this video, but I've gotten more kills than a lot of the people in the matches that I have joined. So you can get tons and tons of kills when using this weapon. You can get lots and lots of XP when using this weapon. I would say this is a very good weapon for campaign and for survival. So, you know, if you want a good weapon for campaign and survival, this might be the weapon for you. I do have to say that the ammo capacity in this weapon is very good. I just now finally ran out of ammo with the weapon after a long time of using it in the match, so you're not going to have to constantly spend 3 coins to get more ammo with the weapon. It's a pretty good capacity weapon, and when you buy more ammo, you get around, how many bullets or shells? You get about 50, so 50 shells. With a firing rate as slow as this is, it is not going to run out of ammo very fast, as long as you don't just spam the firing button like you sometimes tend to do when using weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Just be a little concerned when firing. If the bullets you're firing, if the shells you're firing are not actually hitting that person, wait a sec, realign your bullets, and then continue on with the firing of the enemy player. Like, say this person here, I'm just not able to take them out. Wait a second, wait until they stop moving a bit, and then continue on firing. That's how you're going to get the most out of your weapon and not have to reload as much. You can reload the least when doing it that way, and you should be set. It's very, very good. This guy in the chat there is saying, buy the Photon Shotgun. It's good. It's very, very good. And I'd have to say, you should probably get this weapon just because it is as good as it is. I definitely recommend this weapon over most of the other weapons in this update. I'd say that, you know, there are a couple weapons that are necessities in that update, but this is probably going to be ranked with them. It's just, you need to have the Photon Shotgun for a very good shotgun experience in Pixel Gun 3D. You just won't get the same experience with the other shotguns in this game as you would with the Photon Shotgun. It's very, very good, and I've had an absolute blast using it. Literally, blast. Using the weapon in a match so far, and it's fun. I mean, it's good. It's not like one of those fun weapons. I said this like a couple of reviews ago, but it's not like one of those fun weapons where you get bad gameplay with and it's just fun to use. Like, take the Crystal Mega Destroyer, for instance. That's one that's a ton of fun to use. I absolutely love using the Crystal Mega Destroyer, but the thing is, you just never can really get kills with it. The Photon Shotgun UP1 is one where you can actually get a lot of kills with it, and it's still a ton of fun to use. And people who do not have a ton of armor, I mean, hey, it's like a one-shot to those people. It's really, really good. And if you are a lower level player, get this thing. I promise you, you will get absolutely awesome gameplay, because the majority of the maps in Pixel Gun 3D that are there in actual custom are close range. Like Silent School is like an overwhelmingly large amount of maps that are available, and yeah, I mean, this thing would be awesome in Silent School. It's probably the best in Coliseum, as you guys can see here, just because Coliseum is the closest range map in Pixel Gun 3D, but it is darn good as well with the other ones in Pixel Gun 3D. It is just an absolute blast to use this weapon. So guys, I don't really have much else I need to say about the weapon. I really, really hope you guys did enjoy this review. Just get this weapon. I promise you, it is totally, totally worth the price, and the gameplay you're going to get is just absolutely great with the Photon Shotgun. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you guys did enjoy this review, then be sure to hit that like button, comment, favorite, and subscribe for some more Pixel Gun 3D videos. Be sure to check out every other review I have done on my channel. This is number 91 of my reviews I have done so far. So many, many reviews I have done, guys, and they are all as equally awesome as this one. Be sure to check out my other series I do as well. I do a Minecraft survival series where I am uploading another video hopefully within the next couple of days on one of my oldest worlds. I did just upload a video yesterday on my oldest world ever, and you guys should check that out. And I do a series on Modern Combat 5. I do a series on Agario. I do a series on Blockade 3D. If you guys have never checked that out, you should probably check those videos out. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and let's go get one last kill. I said that last video, and I didn't, and I'm not going to make that same mistake this time. Actually, you know what? Let's turn that into more than one last kill. Let's turn that into however many we can actually get before we die. How about that? Probably gonna die actually within the next 5 seconds. Or not, maybe not. I can still get some more people here with my last leg of health here in the match. That's good. That's really good. And I'm about to die. Oh, no I'm not. Not yet. Multi-kill. Not gonna get a monster kill. I'm assuming I'm not going to get a monster kill. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.